this is where abundance and money starts to hit my mind. It hits my heart because the kids are going to pretty much be needing or desiring something today. There's something that our business is going to require, something that our household is going to require. And I'll be honest with you, I'd like to say that I would always get up, be grateful, move forward in the area of meditation. I eventually get there in prayer. But right here is where I could feel the heaviest at times. And so today we're going to do something a little bit different. Let me sit up. Lyneesha and I are going to talk to you from a conversation about releasing limited beliefs before we start our day. And so we're not going to hit the Elevated Podcast studio. We are going to take it on the road. All right? What's good, Elevation Nation, and welcome to the Elevated Podcast, where the it is our inner tugging and abundance is our reality. I'm your host, Christian. Let's go! I want them to try some things that we're doing to help us process, learn, and operate from a true place of abundance. So, to jump right in there, when it comes to the area of limited or limiting beliefs, as we get up in the morning, I'll tell you one thing that helps me, and whatever that belief is, whatever the thing is hits me, is to show a level of gratitude. So I want to put that out there. Like, no matter what it is, whether it is whatever the situation may be. Okay, you may be looking at your bank account, you may be looking at various things and just be like, look, I feel like it's not there, I feel like I'm frustrated, all those things. Choosing the area of gratitude no matter what the situation may be, right? Words are words, and they have various meanings, but if we're at a point in place of just showing a level of gratitude and starting our day with the area of gratitude, that's what I want you guys to try. If you're not already getting up in the morning, being grateful no matter what, even you hit those feelings. Other thing is, before you start your day, is coming for an area posture of like meditating. All right. And whatever that means to you, again, it may be walking, it may be getting quiet. For me, it does involve deep breathing. It does involve instrumental. It does involve affirmative prayer after meditating, and just making sure that I'm aligned in the area of oneness, living a life of God in the area of the earth realm. And so making sure that whatever it is that I'm seeing and dealing with, like the bank account, this is, like I said before, this isn't the real world to me. This is 3D. This is the byproduct. So everything that we're concerned about, realizing that it's about the divine, the spiritual side, and sitting with that area has been super helpful for me, and coming from that posture. And the other thing is, I'll say, is replacing whatever the limited belief is with a truth statement and sitting with the area of the truth statement. So if I'm looking at the area of saying money is the most important symbol, that's not a true statement. That's limited belief. That's limiting the fullness of abundance. So I can sit at that place and realize that no, it's a symbol, and it's a byproduct of me showing up as me. It's a byproduct of us operating and hearing and receiving what it is that we need to receive, aligning with spiritual law, aligning with universal law, aligning with God, aligning with principles. And as we're doing it, it's a byproduct. It will show up as we show up, right? And so I know sometimes that can be frustrating when it's like, I don't see it, but it's already there. And that's what's unique. And that's the thing I want to hit, right? So if we can align our minds at the beginning of the day before we start and be in truth, be in spirit, and realize those things, it will help us to be able to watch what it is that God is revealing and bringing to us. What I want to ask you is, when you come into the area of aligning, because you've been perfect within this, where you can have a concern, maybe a limited belief that you've been dealing with, and then you'll see that thing take place. Right, some level of alignment, some realigning, some things that you were doing, or you were thinking a certain way, not wrong, right? But there's an area where you've just been processing. Like, I've been dealing with this. I know you shared an area of a testimony. Like, for instance, you can share a little bit about with the lab, the come on, help me out with your lab. Her design lab, right? And a little bit of that testimony and the mindset pertaining to that, how that can be helpful. I'm gonna get on the road though, because we're gonna make moves. So talk to me.
I felt really moved to have this class for young ladies, to teach them t-shirt making, but more so, just the aspect of business and self-confidence, and just having that time for them to use their creativity, learn something new. And I felt really strongly about it, like really strong. And so I didn't have much time. I know me, and I felt like I should put it out there and do it quickly so that I wouldn't change my mind or whatever. And so I put it out, and I got one registration like almost immediately. And I'm like, okay. And then nothing for days, and then even weeks. Still no other registrations. And so I'm like, what's going on? Like, I really felt strongly about this. And I started questioning, like, am I supposed to be doing this? Like, I don't understand. Because outside of the no one registering, it was so much community support. So many people, like, this is a great thing. This is amazing.
Sharing your post.
Sharing the post, like, all of it. Just a lot. And so, like, a few days before it was time to like really close the registration so that I could fully be prepared for everything, we're talking to our therapist, and I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And one thing she said to me was that you need to understand that you deserve to do this. And I was like, it was like like a gut punch almost, because I had never even thought or even realized like that there was this limiting belief that I didn't deserve to do it.
Wow.
But when she said it, I knew it.
You knew. Of course you knew.
The moment she said, like, you need to believe that you deserve it, and you need to tell yourself that. Like, I knew that it was true. There was something inside of me that was limiting that belief that I deserved to do this, that even these girls or this community deserved to have this type of experience. And so I processed that, and I sat with that, and I, prayed about it, and, just listening to God, and like, in the moment trying to, see where that was coming from, and not even necessarily trying to figure out where it came from, but more importantly, just trying to let it go.
Gotcha.
And as I was doing that, then the thought came to me, to reach out for sponsorship. Like, literally, I only had like 2 days maybe. So I'm like still thinking, nah, this, who's gonna do this at such a late moment. But those thoughts came, and I quickly dismissed them, and just was like, telling myself, you deserve to do this, you deserve to do this. And so in moments, I was getting inbox messages, like after I put it out there that we were taking sponsorships of people. One person's like, I'm going to sponsor 4 girls. Another person came through, I'm going to sponsor. The podcast was the first sponsor, right? And just from there, it just grew. And I was like, we were able to have girls attend the class without even having to pay for anything. They were able to apply to get scholarships, and it just was really amazing. And it was just one of those things where, like, I had to let go of all the limiting beliefs, even the limited belief that
I'm sorry, why do cars have to, I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. What somebody please tell me what that's about. Like,
just the one in front of us.
Huh?
I think it's the one. I thought it was
I know what it is. I'm just asking. Elevation Nation, anybody else, just address it. Like, why does the muffler? What is that about? I need understanding on that. Okay.
What? Why?
Back to our regularly scheduled program. This episode is brought to you by the loud car that's in front of me. All right, go.
But also, that there's also that limited belief around even how something is supposed to happen, right? Like, I'm gonna put this out there. I was offering a discount code, promo code, a promo code to act fast. Like, this is how it's going to work. People are going to want to jump on. And, I'm going to have this amount of people in the class. Like, all these things limiting the way it was supposed to happen in my mind. And the moment I was able to let all of that go and say, God, like, I deserve to do this no matter how many people sign up. I deserve to do this no matter how much it costs or what it looks like. And I just really think that once my mind was shifted in that regard, that things really just changed altogether.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the area of what the limited belief. So you talked about how not believing that you deserved it. So is that tied to what? Abundance, wealth? Like, let's bring that home for somebody that's watching and or listening, that's thinking that thing through. Because the testimony, if you guys just processing everything that Lyneesha was saying, basically, to put it in a nutshell, is she had a tugging in her it. She's operating from the area, feeling led to really touch the heart and minds of young ladies, and so that it was there, right? And so operating from the area of the it, then there's an area where sometimes when you're in that area of it or pursuing whatever it may be that you desire, you don't get the results, right? Results driven, the results, the thoughts, the things that you're like, oh, this was going boom. Like, if anybody's seen my post recently, we just hit 700 subscribers. Yes, but you couldn't tell me in the first 6 months I wasn't gonna get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, because that's just how your baby is. I'd be like, yo, we gonna hit that, right? But here we go, celebrating 700, and I think we need to celebrate along the way. But the point within that is, like, we had to keep going, keep process, hear that, and identify. And I had a ton of limiting beliefs pertaining to those things and processing things. But we don't give up, right? So we have to keep, keep going, keep processing, keeping our vibe, our heart, our mind to move forward pertaining to these things, and be in it to kind of win it, not kind of win it, to absolutely win it and do those things. So that hits my heart and my mind pertaining to as we're moving forward in the area of limiting beliefs. But then the transfer. So we get into a therapy session, and you're feeling like, yo, I don't even know if I should do this.
Yeah.
And from there, Doc drops some knowledge, some wisdom by the way of questions, and kind of gives you a exercise to kind of do. Now, I don't know if you want to go into all the deep of the level of the exercise, but whatever happened from the limited belief, the therapy session, the wisdom, you following through, within like 24 hours, we went from one subscription, we went from one registration to you having pretty much almost a full class.
Yeah.
And so that part there, that's what I want to talk through to help the emerging leader that's watching, listening, processing that area. And it may not happen that way for somebody else, but what happened in that time? What was that shift, and how did it take place?
I mean, for me, I think it was just the truth hitting me, like that was there.
What was there?
That thought that
okay.
I didn't deserve to do this.
Okay.
And telling myself the truth that I did deserve to do it, and repeating that to myself over and over and over again. And really just stepping outside of all of my feelings about the how and the even the disappointment that I was feeling and experiencing.
Yeah.
And being able to just decide. I think that was a big factor as well. Making the decision, I'm doing this.
Okay.
I'm doing this, and putting self aside, putting the financial part aside, right? Because at this point, if I do this class and I only have 1 or 2 people registered, I'm not walking away with anything. I've already poured so much into it, of my own money, of our money, of, from the business, like just preparing for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a wash at this point, or maybe even in the red. But letting go of all of that and really focusing on, like, there was a tugging to do this, so that's what I'm going to lead with. And that's what I did. And another tugging came to reach out and start asking for sponsors. And that's an uncomfortable thing for me to do, especially at the last minute. But it was just one of those things where it was like, when you feel the tugging, when you feel led and compelled to do something, to go with that, no matter what it's looking like.
Go for it without doubt, right? Any doubt. And I think that's the part where it kind of gets us, getting them in the morning, being in the area of our feelings, our thoughts, all just solely in the area of the earthly realm, and not just in the spirit side, and just realizing, like, things are going to align. Like, God loves us so much. Like, as we're doing these things, why wouldn't he want to reward us as we are releasing love, releasing life, and helping? Like, listen to that area. You wanted to pour into some young ladies, right? To give them insight, wisdom on what it looks like, how to operate from a place to go ahead, start business, doing so forth. It was dope, y'all. It was super, super dope, right? But as long as the heart was aligned, did y'all hear her say, I had to make a decision? That is so powerful. So simple, but yet so powerful. By making the decision, this is what is going to happen. And I think a lot of times we sit in the area of limbo, where we're like, well, this is what I kind of want to do, but I got a plan B, plan C, plan D. All those other things is in case this don't take place, this don't happen. But not being like, I'm totally, like, I'm sold out, I'm in. We're in this thing to win this thing, right? And that's another part to even process as you're unfolding, as you're developing. So I want to encourage you, whatever that limited belief is pertaining to self, business, abundance, finances, and again, maybe it's the area of the green or money or whatever the case may be. And I'm realizing that that's a byproduct, like I've said, by us showing up being who we are, by us making the decision, by us aligning with the divine mind, and by us operating in oneness with God. I mean, it's super powerful to realize that, and realizing that it's our thoughts, our words, our beliefs, solidifying those beliefs. That's the part, believing that I am worth it, believing that I'm more than enough, that I deserve it. And then the thing I've heard Doc say it to us as well, is like not realizing, like, I'm not special. And Dr. Beckwith said, I heard him say, it's not that people are special, but they specialize. And so we specialize, we do the work, we show up, we do what we need to do. But as we're specializing in these things, then God, the universe, just shows up, because we want to release blessings. So I want to encourage Elevation Nation to be at a place to be like, I'm going, no matter what it may look like earthly, that can shift at the drop of a dime. And as I show up as I am designed to, as I'm unfolding, as the inner tugging is hitting me, like that area of abundance, I'm not waiting on abundance. I am abundant already, right? Success is spiritual, as we've learned and we're learning. And it's just so much power and insight that we know, but we have to solidify those beliefs and remove the area of doubt. And so again, it's, I don't know about you, but like I've hit the point in time, like I'm tired of repeating the same thing over and over again when it comes to the limited beliefs. And it's like, when it's going good in the things that I can see, then I'm good. But again, so you can have a bank account full, you can have a level of abundance here, things going good, but then something hits your health, something hits this, something, and then we start questioning, right, the process, instead of fully trusting in God, trusting in it, trusting in all that it is, and believing that, and this is our declaration, that believing that everything that it's good, great, and awesome in our lives, and that we're going to be receiving those things and living that life. But the trusting the good and the great from God may not always be our desires being granted, because the highest best, the highest good is what God wants to release. And we have to believe those things, right? You set out for, I forget how many young ladies that you wanted, and you didn't necessarily hit that number, but it was very much successful. And I couldn't imagine you not doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm flowing. But by the way, the Elevated Podcast, just in case they thought I didn't have the mug. The mug's not there, but we got the travel cup today. Come on, somebody. What's on your heart?
I mean, that's pretty much it for me. It is that part of, like, when you feel compelled, purposed, the tugging to do something, to move in a certain direction, like, to go with that, because your spirit mind already knows. Like, it already knows, it already has everything that you even need to accomplish the thing that you're seeing or sensing. So go with that, because it's going to lead you, it's going to guide you in the right direction. It's when we start to get in our own head, and all of those limiting beliefs and all of those things and those reasons why it can't and those reasons why it won't, and, you know, whatever starts to come in, that we learn how to quickly dismiss them, because I've already decided. When we've already decided on something, then there's nothing else that can come up that's going to deter us from that. And that's like us with marriage, right? We decided this is what we're doing, and it's going to be us, right? So there was nothing and no one that could tell us or deter us from getting married or from staying married, and making it work. And so, because the decision was made. And I think that's the same thing we have to do when we feel, and it was a tugging and a calling and a purpose that we felt to be together. So yeah,
I love it. I heard Preston Smiles say something on Take Back Your Mind podcast, and he said the universe. I posted about this in one of my stories. He said the universe. Sorry, y'all. The universe doesn't speak English; it speaks frequency, and that thing just began to really, really bless me in a unique and profound way, because I was thinking about just the words that I've shared and said it's over and over and over and over and over again. Just me saying this, me saying this, me saying this, me saying this. And then I realized and recognized that it's not just the area of the word, right? Like, it is words, but it's the area of the frequency. I'm like, I believe this, I can declare whatever, but what is my vibe connected to the things that I'm desiring, or the things that I know that I already am? That part right there, it just hit me. So shout out again to my new bro that he doesn't know that I've adopted him. But Preston Smiles pertaining to that word, that wisdom, and he has an awesome book that is coming out as well. So once we get a hold of that, I want to plug that as well. So we are at our destination, and so I want to let you guys go. But look, all this time, where'd my mic go?
it's there.
Is it there? Oh, sorry. Yeah, so stick around for this next episode that's coming to you. As you can see, we've been moving and shaking all around. We got a lot going on, but we are committed to bringing you a podcast episode. And word on the street is next time I say the next time. Word on the street is that there's a very unique episode that's going to be coming to you that is not going to be in the podcast studio either. And so if I was you, I would stay tuned for that, because it's going to be really, really good. All right. So you're amazing. You're awesome. Beautiful. Leave us with a word.
You guys are amazing. And just decide. Make the decision. Stick to it. If it's aligning with your higher mind and your highest good, and others will be blessed by it as well. Don't let anything stop you.
What she said.